Hey friends, before we get started in this video, I wanted to let you know that this video is sponsored by BetterHelp. BetterHelp is an online, convenient way to get therapy. And I know a whole lot of us out here are trying to live in these streets, trying to get some help, but oftentimes we can't afford it or we don't have time. BetterHelp is an easier, better way to do counseling. People who sign up with BetterHelp have access to a therapist through their phone, through their tablet or their computer, through video chat and texting and email and phone calls. Really, really simple, and it's a lot affordable with plans starting as low as $35 a week, which is so much cheaper than so many places you'll pay, even with a copay if you have insurance. BetterHelp is an easy way for you to get the mental health help that you need. So if you want to go into the description box below, click on that link and head over to their site, check out what they've got going on and see if it's right for you. So thanks for my friends at BetterHelp for sponsoring this video about mental health, because mental health is sexy, you guys, among other things. But anyways, go click on that link, watch the video. I hope you enjoy it. Mwah! Hey, I'm Kevin. Let's talk about queer stuff and Jesus, and today I am gonna get really real with you and talk about my mental health. I've been struggling with anxiety and depression since I was in college, really. It was right around the time when my father started divorcing my mom. I was struggling to reconcile my faith and sexuality. When I was in school, how it manifested itself was in panic attacks that I would get. It also manifested itself in migraines I would get at least once a month. I also abused alcohol and drugs in college because I just couldn't deal with my own emotions around my sexuality. What it looks like these days is, especially with a lot of life circumstances that have been happening, I have a lot of trouble getting out of bed, to be honest. I know that on the internet I seem like this happy, goofy, go lucky guy, and I am those things. And I'm also somebody who is, I'm just kind of like low-key sad a lot of the time. There's like this like baseline of just like, I wish I felt better. And I don't know what it looks like for other people. I often ask like my therapist, like, what do normal people experience? Like what is it for somebody to just like wake up and like feel good about themselves or feel good about their day? Because I don't know if I've ever really experienced what it is to not struggle to get out of bed. I do it because I have to survive. I'm resilient in that way. I've never talked to a professional about medication before, and that's really intimidating for me. When I first started talking to my therapist about medication, I felt a little embarrassed because I am somebody who looks at the world around me and says, oh my gosh, there's so many other people who have like bigger problems than me. There's famine, there is like Donald Trump is the president, there is sexism, there is you know, the modern slave trade, there is name 1,000 tragedies going on right now. And I kind of felt bad because I don't know if it's the stigma surrounding mental health stuff, or whether it's, yeah, it's probably the stigma surrounding mental health and like you getting medication and people thinking you're crazy, or maybe even I'm thinking I'm crazy, which I know is like the improper term for that, because I'm not. I'm just someone who struggles with anxiety and depression. The way my friend Candace Zuberdot put it when she did this presentation at the Q Christian Fellowship Conference is that medication isn't a fix for your mental health issues. Medication is not like a thing to magically make your problems go away. She said that medication helps get people to like the same starting line that people who don't struggle with mental health issues start at, and then you can deal with your other stuff. And so I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, huh, I still have to do my mental and emotional and spiritual work. I still have to like be human in the world, but like this is going to give me a place to like actually get out from under the water, because a lot of times I feel like I'm like right here with like my emotions sometimes. So I'm gonna go talk to a psychiatrist today that I found on the internet who takes my healthcare provider, because I'm lucky enough to have healthcare right now. I am gonna start my journey with medication today. The plan is I'm going to check in about maybe once a week on these things. I'm gonna take my camera with me to the office. I'm not gonna take it into the office because obviously that might be a little weird, but all along the way, we're gonna do this together. And then when this is done, I'll share it with you. Let's go talk to a doctor. Okay, it's Tuesday, March, it's not March. It's Tuesday, February 26th. I am at the psychiatrist's office for the first time. I just stress ate 5 Crystal Burgers because that's where I'm at right now. I'm gonna go into this office and hopefully walk out with a prescription. Guess we'll see what happens. Okay, so I just finished up with my first, psychiatry appointment with a nurse practitioner who is under the direction of a psychiatrist. Went well. They asked me a lot of questions about my history, about like my symptoms. They also ironically kind of asked me about like my history with reparative therapy and what that did.
to me, how it did to me, which was cool, I guess. But we're gonna be starting on 150 milligrams of Wellbutrin, which is an antidepressant that also helps give energy, quote, energy and motivation, which I could use a dose of both. So yeah, I'm gonna go pick up my prescription, and she said some people see effects within 1 week, most people see effects within 3 to 4 weeks. And I'm just like, 3 to 4 weeks, what? But also because of the increased energy, it could also, anxiety could be a side effect. And if I'm also dealing with like an anxiety disorder, and it's like an anxiety disorder in and of itself, we would need to switch to a different medication, which, I just hope that this is like the one and done. I hope that we can just nail it to the wall, because I think my anxiety is probably more tied up with my depression. I think, maybe. Who can say? Who can say? My shrink, that's who. Anyways, so let's go ahead and go get our medication from Target, and then we're gonna go to work because that's what we have to do today to survive. Woo. There it is. 1 month's supply of Wellbutrin, and I am gonna start this tomorrow, I guess. Weird.
Reflections after taking it for just 1 day. Yesterday I felt a little manic and a little bit crazed, but I felt positive and I felt like I was awake, which is something I haven't felt for a long time. So I'm told that like eventually that feeling of just like euphoric mania, if you will, kind of levels out. Which is great because I don't want to feel like my entire life is just like on speed. So yeah, this is day 2 with my friends. It is Friday. I started taking my meds on Tuesday. Things I'm noticing, I feel like I'm balancing out a little bit. I don't know if that's like normal or whatever. Things I noticed yesterday on day 3, I wasn't very hungry at all. Like I probably had like a couple handfuls of trail mix, and then I just waited till I ate dinner, but I wasn't hungry at all. I ate some popcorn at the theater. That's it. Other things I'm noticing, I feel a little sad today, but nowhere near the sad of like not being able to get out of bed, which is really cool. Like I take it like right when I get up. So I've been getting up around 8 o'clock every day, and also going to bed by midnight, which is cool. And I notice like throughout the day, I don't feel tired. Like that's the biggest thing. Like I did not realize how fucking tired I was all the time. So that's really interesting for me to like have just like this amount of energy to actually get up and do the things I have to do without feeling like, oh, I wonder if I should squeeze a nap in today. So that's been really cool. There's another question I have, is just like how much of like my appetite was tied to me being depressed. And I know like I'm still like my body's still balancing itself out, but as far as like how I felt last week versus this week, you know, 2 thumbs up. I'm headed towards something better, I think. Yeah, 1 week down on meds, and I think we're doing okay. You know what I'm saying? So, question, Rachel, like, you don't even have to look at the camera if you don't want to. But, what did you say about my appearance?
I said that you're a radiant human being lately, and that you look wonderful, and that I'm super proud of you and your journey.
Oh.
I love you a lot.
Something else I've noticed is that usually I get like a large iced Americano to get started in the day, but I'm just drinking a regular cup of black coffee. Well, it's not black, I've got cream in it because I'm not a purist. But I'm no longer dependent on coffee to get through my day. That's new. That's new, Rachel.
That's news! Meanwhile, I still need coffee.
Okay, I just came from yoga. I'm looking rough, but beautiful. It's been a week and a day since I started Wellbutrin. The big things I've noticed, my appetite has decreased a little bit, but like I don't hate that because I think maybe a lot of my eating could have been linked to the fact that I just sat all the time. Something else I'm noticing is my energy level. Wellbutrin is said to give you a boost in energy. It's really cool because it's around 10:30. I got up, went to a 9:30 yoga class. I haven't had a cup of coffee yet, actually. And I feel awake and alert and really freaking good. So they said you could see effects in as little as 1 week. You could see effects in as much as 4 weeks. But right now, like, you know, I'm noticing a difference. I even cried last week. So I still have like the full range of emotions. I was in therapy yesterday. I was able to cry a little bit. I still get angry about stuff. It'll be something at work that'll just like piss me off, but it doesn't like rattle me the same way that it did before. It doesn't send me spiraling into some darker fantasy or anything like that. I can't believe it's only been 1 week because it feels like I'm living for the first time in some ways. Like, I didn't know how tired I was. I didn't know that maybe I was overeating due to stress. But that's like a huge thing for me. Like, I just wasn't aware that my body was so tired, and now I am getting up and going to yoga 3 times a week. I am going to work on time. I'm not pissed about being at work. I'm not pissed about doing my work. Yeah, it's really good stuff. So I'm feeling really grateful right now. So 1 week down, let's see how the rest of the month goes. You might be able to hear a couple different things right now. It might be the sound of the dryer, the sound of a dog barking outside, or the sound of my breaking heart. I don't know. Okay, so we're officially 2 weeks into my first round of depression medication. By now, the placebo effect, if there was one, has definitely worn off. I think before I had this this feeling of like, I would describe it to people as like, I felt like a unicorn who had snorted rainbow cocaine. Like, I was doing really good, top of the world, full energy, and now I feel like it's kind of evening out. I've actually felt like incredibly sad this week. Like, my therapy session was just a lot of just like, I was crying pretty much the whole time. A couple of people who I've reached out to on social media say that sometimes when you're adjusting to new medication that it gets worse before it gets better, and you have to go through like the full, like, you know, for me it's 3 to 4 weeks of being on the medication to see how it really affects your body and your mental chemistry. So I'm trying my best to just wade through it, because like this week it's unbearable. Like, I feel not more tired than I did before, but on the same level of just like, do I have to get up and do things today? Like I said in the beginning, this is not a magic pill, this is not a fix. And yeah, I am committed to seeing this through to the end to see what we're feeling. But I am thankful that I've got good friends and good people around me. It's just hard. It's hard because I was like, well, this should make me feel better, but is it making me feel better? And there's no shame in that. It's just a matter of figuring out if this medication is right for me. So we're gonna keep going, and I guess we'll see what happens. Hi. Yes, the hair's changed. Don't I look gorgeous? We're into week 3 with these little BBs. Last week I was feeling a little bit more on the depressed side. I couldn't really tell you what it was that was about, but it was harder for me to function last week, and I think it might have been what my therapist said, like probably my emotions catching up with me. But this week I've found myself able to function a little bit better, able to do my things, moving again, because why wouldn't I be moving? But overall, I think this is a good fit for me as far as meds are concerned. I'm gonna go to my psychiatrist appointment next Wednesday and talk about possibly getting a larger prescription so I don't have to keep returning. Especially in the event that I lose my health insurance. Like, I don't want to have to pay like $175 for a follow-up visit, and then however much this stuff costs. So yeah, we're doing good. So yay for mental health.
Okay, that is 1 month on meds. It's 1 month on meds. Who would have thought? It feels like it was just yesterday. Such it feels like an agony, because this entire month has been trying to kill me. Not really, but kind of. It's been a particularly hard season of my life, a particularly hard month. I'm really thankful that I've had my meds to help keep me afloat. Just like my friend Candace says, like, meds are not a fix-all, but they are a way to take the edge off and kind of put you on the same playing field as everybody else. I think that this is gonna be a really good thing going forward, especially going into school. And I really like my psychiatrist, who's like, hey, you know, if you need to adjust, if you feel like you need to adjust, go to a higher or lower dosage, let's have a conversation, and then we'll go from there. So overall, if you are somebody out there who struggles with your mental health, whether it's depression or anxiety or any number of things, and you have access, go to see a psychiatrist. Not to mention, there are plenty of people out there with sliding scales or ways to pay in installments. So mental health, while it can be a scary thing, sweet friend, I've never felt better. And I honestly, I'm getting emotional. I didn't know what it was like to feel normal. I like this new normal so much. Not saying that other people's lives aren't normal, but for me, my normal used to be, I can barely get out of bed today. I can't wait to go back to sleep. I'm gonna binge eat whatever I want. And now, like, I don't feel this compulsion to eat everything in sight to deal with my feelings. I don't feel this need to drink a whole lot to cover up my feelings, or smoke a whole lot to cover up my feelings. I just, you know, I feel sad sometimes. Like I've definitely had, like, I cried at work the other day, and that's okay. It's just because I'm having a hard time, but it's not overwhelming. It's not destroying me anymore. So if you are somebody who can go see somebody to help, like with medication and therapy, go do it. You owe it to yourself, you owe it to the world to be your best self. You owe it to yourself to live an abundant life. And I think, like, this is just one of those tools that, you know, modern medicine / God Almighty through the giftings of the Holy Spirit has given us, you know. Because I do think that God is moving in everything. And I do think God has given us science in order to help us out. So what are you doing? Go help yourself out. So I guess that's the end of this little mini documentary I've been tracking. If you like this video, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe, and get in touch with me across social media. All the links are below. And if you think videos like this are important and you want to support making more of them, you should go to patreon.com/theKevinGarcia and learn how you can become a supporting partner to make more queer Christian content, because God knows we don't have enough of it. I am going to go to my therapy appointment now, / get a coffee, because I deserve it. Okay. I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. I hope you enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun making it. It's been really, really cool to be on this journey of meds and mental health and all that stuff. And once again, if you're somebody out there who is thinking that you might possibly also benefit from getting a little bit of therapy, check out BetterHelp. Link is below. It's cheap, it's easy, it's convenient, and it's accessible. So check it out today. And again, thanks to my friends at BetterHelp for helping sponsor this video. Bye guys.